transforming robot. It's probably shit, but if I just bet a quid, it really won't matter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ray here, back from another Transformation review thingy. So I watched Dorian's vid that he posted up recently. I had to say vid, because the thing is, I have to think about saying vid. Because normally I say review. Anything that appears on YouTube, I always end up calling it a review, even if it's watching someone make Saigaloo or a table tennis tournament. I call it a review. It's just the way it is. So I was watching Dorian's review. There you go. See, I've done it. He posted a vid about collect. It was called someone shoot me in the face. I'm such a nerd. Something that I can't really remember. It was some words to that effect. But it was about collecting, not why he collects, but the minutiae of his collecting skills. You say I want to say collecting skills. Why do I want to say that? I'm probably just really wrong about it, but because you do collect and I do collect, and we have different ways of collecting and different reasons for collecting and different physics are applied in each of our collections. I used to go from someone who just loved Transformers and wanted bots, and sure, it doesn't really matter as long as the bot's on the shelf, to I haven't got his missiles. Now, I do not like missiles. I'm not a fan of missiles. And I would rather bots didn't have missiles. But if a bot does need missiles and I don't have them, then I want them. For example, Energon Bulkhead recently, when I moved over, I was sure that I had all his missiles. And I moved over and I was putting everything out the shelves and I was looking for his missiles and I could not find them. And I went a little bit, you know what I mean, Dorian? You know what happens. Let me just qualify. You see, whenever you get this guy and you have all his little things ultimately, what you've got to do, I do have everything. Dorian, I couldn't sleep at night if I didn't have Sunstreakers, all his accessories in a bag. I put all my accessories in a bag. You get them, I put them in a bag and stick them under stick them inside the piano stool. You know the piano stool that you've got in your bot room. So anyway, Bulkhead, and I couldn't find them. I could not find them, and I was going a wee bit mental because I thought because I love that bot so much. I really, really love that bot, and I couldn't find it. And I eventually found them, and the relief. These two little insignificant bits of plastic, 4 bits of plastic, which I don't even like. I don't even like missiles, but if a bot has missiles, and I really like the bot, then I must have them. I'm doing depth charge today. Because Dorian was saying that, some things that really bug him about his collection, other people would find insignificant. For example, the color of MP10. Is it Soundwave? I don't have him yet. Don't care what color he is. I'll have it and I'll be happy with it. Whenever they stick it out the door, to me, it's more like this. Whenever it's issued, however it's issued is fine by me. That's how I want it. But if it arrives to my door, or if I buy an incomplete version, there's going to be some point in my collecting life where I'm gonna wish that thing which wasn't complete, that isn't complete, now was. That's the thing that bugs me about my collecting, the way I collect. I don't care what Hasbro or Takara release, as long as the plastic's not shite. I'm not really bothered by the color or anything like that. Things that I don't have any control over. But I can absolutely understand why it would bug you. I do absolutely understand that. Now, where was I? Oh yes, because depth. So I got depth charge. Now here's an interesting thing. So the first depth charge I got was Universe depth charge, and that was quite a few years ago. That was when I started collecting. That was about 7-8 years ago. And I loved it. I still love it. And it was only recently, very, very recently, as in last week, that I eventually got Beast Wars depth charge. I had a version sitting around forever, but it wasn't complete, so it didn't count. You see, it didn't count, and I never cared for it. Because he was missing all his discs, he was missing his tail, and he was missing his missiles. Now, I got one recently, and he's got everything except the missiles. And at the minute, this is the way I am with my collecting. I'm okay with that. At the minute, I'm okay with that. At the minute, I'm okay with that. But I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that those missiles, those two Cybershark missiles that go into the mouth of the Cybershark, they will be on my auto assembly hunting list. They will be on my auto assembly hunting list. So I've got an incomplete version now. It's only a matter of time before I need it. And that's what we say when we go to auto assembly. I need it to be complete. So, of course, I got depth charge. I'm reviewing depth charge today. And I got my universe depth charge out. And they made some minor changes. Shall I get onto that in a minute? Yes, I will. This is so sweet. This is now. Is this the first bit of Beast Hunter stuff that we're getting in this part of the UK? I think it is. Asda today, Joy, Asda's normally. I mean, nothing's on the shelves that we want that we haven't got. If you've got Prime, then you've got, and you love Prime, and you collect bots to the extent that I do, you've got everything that's out there. So we're waiting for Beast Hunters, and I seen this today, and there were 4, and I thought I'll get one to see what it's like, and it was £8, and it's brilliant. Absolutely lovely. Dive bomb, razor claw, headlock, and Torox. That's the stuff you inject into your ass and it makes it look nice and plump. Or no, for your feet. You inject it into your big toe and it makes your toe look like it should have its own center spread in page 3. This is a very nice thing. Let me show you this. Isn't he just divine? This is Predaking. This is Creo Predaking, and he's a lot of fun. Four bots are represented, but the thing is, in microchains, you can get Rampage separately. So I've displayed them up there beside my own Generation 1 Predaking, and I love them. So yes, I will get the rest of them. Right, where is he? I shall go and get me a depth charge, and then continue to talk about collecting. I'll tell you my new theory, and quite often the best theories are the most simplest. I had to say best theories very slowly because I was either going to say best theories or best series. So, because best theories, isn't very simple to say. Bots that have the most things, I'm thinking, just tilt you a little bit. Generation 1 Metroplex, Predaking with all those multitudinous swords et al. Scorponok, Triptychon, Generation 1 Devastator. He has lots of tiny, tiny little guns. These guys are good investments if you buy them complete. Because all these things, these bots that have the very most little extra weapons and detachable things and missiles. As much as I hate missiles. But the more a thing has, the more missiles a thing has, if you have a complete version of it, it seems to be a good investment. This is something I've realized fairly recently. I mean, it seems like such a simple theory. It is a simple theory. So all those bots, Scorponok, complete, how much does he go for? 200 quid, 250 quid. He does. If you have the box, he's going to go for 250 quid. And he's complete. But if you have a Scorponok, that's just the body. And for example, aesthetically, if you have a Scorponok that's body alone, you have 93% of what your eye sees is there in the body alone. But that's going to sell for about 12 quid. So, these bots that have lots and lots of bits, the more complete it is, or rather, if it's complete, then it seems to me to be a good investment. Depth charge, that's why I'm talking about depth charge. First depth charge has these things to contend with. 7 disc missiles, 1 detachable Cybershark, which has 2 missiles, and a tail cutlass. So, if you get one of those guys that's complete, then hold on to it. And, I was going to say do what I do, that sounds rather arrogant, but what I do rather, do you remember the piano stool, Dorian? You know the piano, you've got the piano stool as well. Take all the missiles out and put them into a little bag and put a little bit of paper inside that says exactly what it is. I'm not kidding you, I'm sitting on a stool, a piano stool, that's full of all those things. I don't have a piano stool just because it opens up. I do actually have a piano as well. So, depth charge. Look at this motherfucker here. There's so much here. Now, this guy, having said all that, is not complete. He's missing 2 missiles. I fucking hate missiles. I hate missiles. But I want to have them. I want this guy's missiles. But I wish he never had any missiles to begin with. I really do. He's lovely. And he's absolutely gigantic. I was about to say there's a problem with this guy. And then I changed my mind. So what I should have said, there's a problem with this guy. And then, no, there's no problem with this guy. And you can't display him in this mode unless you've got plenty of space. And I don't have plenty of space. Exhibit A, you know. I do not have plenty of space. He takes up a lot of room. He takes up a third of one of those shelves. And I already don't have enough shelves in this room. I don't have an awful lot of space because I have like 800 robots or something like that. I do have about that many. And you can see up there they're sitting. You want to see some of these shelves down here, the Cybertron shelves, you can just about see down here. They're sitting 3 and 4 deep, and it's just not the best way to display them. It absolutely isn't. I'm not showing them off to their best. They're not looking their best down there. But hey, needs must. That's the way it is. So he would take up an awful lot of room, and he does take up an awful lot of room. But he is a beautiful, big, Transmetal beastie. There was no original version of this guy, so there was no, there was nothing pre-Transmetal. He arrived like this. If indeed he did, maybe it's the universe version, which I'll show you presently. He's just a very, very nice thing. You see, you can just about see some of his discs in there. Discs, missiles. And they fire out, when you pull back this fin, it's rather ingenious. These missiles are going to fire out parrot pizzas or whatever Rat Trap called them, I can't remember. In case you weren't sure, there's his name right there. He's a very nice bot, and I like him. Let's have a little look at this. There's a Cyber Shark. I'm missing this guy's missiles. Like I said, I'm going to want them. I'll stick them in a bag, and I'll sit on them. That's literally what happens. I don't have them at the minute, and at the minute, it's not bothering me so much, but it is going to bother me. Right, I will transform this guy. I seem to be rambling a bit tonight, but sure, that's the way it is. This is going to have to come off. This is going to have to come off. Doesn't have to, but I say going to have to. I'll take it off right now. It comes off fairly easy. It's an Energon Cutlass or something like that. Oh, before I do that, my bad, he has a travel mode. It's called like a Sky Skimmer or something like that. Basically, all you do is this. You do whatever looks good with these bad boys. And indeed, this is normally the kind of thing you do. This is the transport mode. I'm going to do, let me see, I'm going to do what? You do whatever looks good. I'm going to do that. This, I have decided, is his transport mode. This is a transport mode. It's called the Sky Skimmer. Why not? Do you know what? I don't actually think it looks too bad at all. Even though it is obviously just the wings slightly inverted and all the rest of it. I think it looks alright. It shows off these funky maximal symbols in the back here. I'm sure you can see those. It's fine. It resembles a TIE fighter or something, doesn't it? Now, take off the Energon Cutlass tail. What we're going to do is take out his little legs here. He's got one of those funky hip things going on that I like. You see, look, he's got 7 of these freaking discs here. Oh, God, they're awful. There's lots of lovely sound going on there. This wing joint is so articulate. There's so much going on. He does have a very interesting transformation. I'm just going to show you what happens now. Look at this. Look at that, eh? Isn't that really cool? I'll take these little arm sections to the rear, spin this bad boy around like that. Now, I'm going to have to reveal his head now. Otherwise, these things might pop out. You see this? Going to come forward. There's the head. So, let's have a look at what goes on here in the legs. I do like this hip joint. I love it when you bring the hips together like that. And then it's just going to plug up underneath. Nice, solid click. It's a fairly easy transformation. These got these interesting, funky little turbine jets. I'm not even sure what they are. Have a look, see what you think of those. Ice cream cones. A couple of attached cornetos there. What you do, you open up his little arm sections like that, and you reveal he's got little fish, and that's good. And another little fish, why not? Seeing as how we're in the mood for a couple of fish. Sorry. And Where are we? We're nearly there. Look at that, giving me little toes. Little tootsie. This guy's nice and stiff at the minute. Oh, come on. And I like the Transmetals and I like Beast Wars enemy. He's got a little flappy thing going on there. We can live with it. Now, you see, if there's a problem with this guy, it's the fact that all this shit hangs over the back of him. I mean, you're looking at this guy now and you're thinking, surely you're not finished. Surely there's stuff to do at the back. No, there isn't. That's what you have to contend with this bot. Either in bot mode or in beast mode, he takes up a lot of space. He stands so very well because of this. But if you can't do it so that this is out of the way, but he's not going to stand because he's so very, very back heavy. Now, this is what puts a lot of people off, this back kibble. And I can completely understand it. I can completely understand it. Now, you see, he's got the backs of his wings look so very sexy. But this is the official transformation. I'm going to show you another way that I like to kind of construct this wing so that they look a little bit cooler and a little bit sexy. I happen to think that that looks pretty good. You can give him his inner junk cutlass. Come see, come sa, like that. Little cyber shark. Now there's a little problem with this. This tail is rigid. Rather like Optimus, G1 Optimus Prime's gun. You have to sit it slightly left or right of center in order for him to hold it. You see, like that. But that's fine. So some improvements have been made whenever they universalized them. This is the universe version. Now let me show you. This is one arrangement I like of his fins. Now you can see instantly that the universe version has much more subdued colors. Let me just show you. Much more subdued. There is nothing, I was going to say garish transmetally, but I don't mind that. I don't mind the fact that this guy is so brightly colored and so shiny, as they say in Firefly. He's very, very nice. But this was the guy that I got first, and this was the guy I fell in love with first. Improvements that are made here. Okay, let me just talk briefly. These are much softer, okay? And so they're not quite, and maybe it was probably some kind of safety reason, but I'm glad that they're more flexible because they did feel a little brittle. He's got slightly less discs. Let me show you. I do need to show you a little disc comparison here. Let me just get one of this guy's discs out. So this is Transmetal depth charge discs. Little power pizza. And this is Universe depth charge discs. You can see there's quite the difference. One's considerably thicker than the other. These are 7 and these are 4 or 5. Yeah, something like that. And again, if it's complete, then you've got a pretty good investment. But if not, you're probably going to get jack shit for it. I got a depth charge once. I mean, he had everything except the bits that could detach. You know, the official detaching bits. And he cost £1 in a box. 1.2 pence or something like that. No one wanted him because he didn't have his detachable tail cutlass. He didn't have his missiles. He didn't have a cyber shark, and he didn't have a cyber shark missiles. Now the other improvement that was made here is the cyber shark tail. They've made it so that it can turn, so that he can hold it much better. That's the problem. It's popped off. It's somewhere in this room. And McQuarrie, I turned this place over 2 or 3 days ago. Whenever I first got this Transmetal depth charge, and I thought, oh, I'm going to have a little play with both of my depth charge. Could I find that? No. I turned my shelves over and I couldn't fucking find it. Didn't take everything off because life is too short for me to take everything off that shelf, those shelves, and the shelves that are over there. That is not going to happen. So I cannot now find this, and that's annoying me, and that's why, that is the reason that these guys complete hold their value so well. Sorry, minor computer-based brain fart there. Yeah, I was saying that's why these guys hold their value so well, because there are so many bits, there are so many, and like Rampage as well. Transmetal 2 Rampage, he's got legs which come off so easily. He's got two handheld weapons, one of which is full of missiles. He's got little antennae which break off so well. You got that guy complete, then look after it. Take all the missiles out, stick them in a bag, and put them somewhere safe. Really, look after your bots. Look after your bots, kids. I think this guy's great. And the only problem now is I need his other missiles. I need the missiles to go in here, but I shall find them. I will find them. That is my mission in life. I shall see you at Auto Assembly this year, and I shall fight you for them. Good night.
Now that's what